Welcome back, and we have the visuals on our screen right now of the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh, a decorated air warrior who was seriously injured in the chopper crash in Tamil Nadu on December 8th, passed away on Wednesday at a military hospital in Bengaluru. And we have these latest visuals coming in from Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, where the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh have just now arrived. He was certainly a braveheart group captain who succumbed to his injuries. The IF had also tweeted out stating that it is deeply saddening to inform the passing away of the braveheart group captain Varun Singh, who succumbed yesterday morning to his injuries sustained in the helicopter accident of 8th of December. The IF certainly offered their sincere condolences and stood firmly with the bereaved family as well. He was the lone survivor of the crash in which the Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, his wife Madhulika and 11 other armed forces personnel were also killed. The group captain Singh was conferred with the Shaurya Chakra in August for averting a possible mid-air accident after his Tejas light combat aircraft was hit by a major technical snag last year. And we have the latest visuals now of the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh that have now arrived at the Bhopal airport. And we are also joined by my colleague Ankit from the Mumbai studios. And Ankit, certainly a sad day today. But before that, let me also go across to Niranjan, who's also joining us over the phone line. And Niranjan, we have the images coming in live from the Bhopal airport of the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh that have arrived in Bhopal.
Yes, earlier today there was a tribute for Group Captain Varun Singh at Bengaluru's Yelahanka airport. And from there, the mortal remains of the group captain have been airlifted to Bhopal. In fact, the entire country was praying for Group Captain Varun Singh's recovery. He was being treated in Bengaluru at the command hospital, and he breathed his last yesterday. This was after surviving a chopper crash last week. And those who know Group Captain Varun Singh say that he had plans to celebrate this month. He had plans to celebrate this month end the Shaurya Chakra honor that he received in August. But that wish will now remain unfulfilled. And these are the latest pictures coming in from Bhopal as we stay with the pictures and also the details of what's coming in on our screens. And Group Captain Varun Singh was conferred with the Shaurya Chakra, which is India's third highest peacetime gallantry award, in August this year for averting a possible mid-air accident after his Tejas light combat aircraft was hit by a major technical problem last year. This decorated air officer was being treated at the command hospital. For a week, he was receiving treatments. He was seriously injured in the chopper crash, first taken to Wellington, and from there he was taken to Coimbatore and then airlifted to Bengaluru for further treatment after the chopper crash in Kunnur on the 8th of December. The same accident in which the Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, his wife Madhulika Rawat, and 11 others were killed. Now, these are pictures coming in from Bhopal as we see the mortal remains being brought to Bhopal for the last rites to be conducted. We are hearing from the family and those close to the family that the last rites will be held on the 17th. His father, Colonel K.P. Singh, is a retired officer, and his mother, they are both residents of Bhopal, the capital of Madhya Pradesh. Now, just to give you a little bit of a background of Group Captain Varun Singh, he used to visit his wife Gitanjali's parental home in Indore every year. And this time around, he was scheduled to visit Indore around December end, where he was, planning to also, throw a party to celebrate the Shaurya Chakra honor. This is what, we are hearing from the family and those close to the family. In fact, a family friend has spoken to news agency PTI, also giving out details. And those are the pictures coming in of Group Captain Varun Singh. Just to relive Group Captain Varun Singh's decorated career. Group Captain Varun Singh, he got married to Gitanjali in Indore, in Madhya Pradesh on the 20th of January 2008. And this was after she was studying in a Pune college. The couple have a son and a daughter. The officer used to visit his parents in Bhopal. That's where they are based. And he last went to Bhopal on Diwali, is what we are told. And these are pictures coming in of the mortal remains of the Shaurya Chakra awardee. the mortal remains will be taken to his father's residence. They're being brought here from Bengaluru, where the tribute was paid this morning at the Yelahanka Air Base. The mortal remains will be kept in a park adjacent to the inner court building to enable people to pay their respects to the officer. The funeral will take place at around 1 p.m. on Friday. Group Captain Varun Singh was a decorated officer, an amazing warrior, and there have been times in the past when he's defeated death with the entire episode with the LCA when he was a test pilot. Much of it has been spoken about, and these are details that we're also picking up of what he had planned had he returned home this month. A service aircraft carrying the mortal remains. These are pictures coming in of the service aircraft that carried the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh, the lone survivor of the IAF helicopter crash earlier this month that killed Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat and 12 others. This plane took off from Yelahanka earlier this morning. A decorated air warrior, Group Captain Varun Singh, passed away at Air Force's Command Hospital on Wednesday, a week after he was seriously injured in a crash near Kunnur. The mortal remains were moved this morning from the hospital to the Air Force station in Yelahanka, where tributes were paid and wreaths were laid as a mark of respect to the departed. Karnataka Governor Thawarchand Gehlot was present there this morning. Military government officials and Group Captain Varun Singh's family members were there as well. Thereafter, his mortal remains were flown from Yelahanka to Bhopal, where the funeral is planned for tomorrow. We are told that the mortal remains will be taken to his residence in Bhopal, his father's residence, and will be placed at a park adjacent to their house for public viewing. Initially, he was hospitalized at Wellington immediately after the crash on the 8th of December. He had suffered 80% burns, following which he was shifted to the command hospital on the 9th of December for higher treatment. So we'll stay with these pictures. And this morning, just to give you details of how the nation is paying tribute to Group Captain Varun Singh, the Lok Sabha this morning mourned the loss and the demise of Group Captain Varun Singh, who succumbed to his injuries. General G.D. Bakshi is joining us on the phone line as well. Major General G.D. Bakshi, looking at the last pictures of the mortal remains of decorated officer Group Captain Varun Singh, being brought to Bhopal. So we are told that he had plans. He was honored. He was conferred with the Shaurya Chakra in August on Independence Day. And those who knew him, acquaintances, saying that he had plans to return home and celebrate in December. It's such a telling video. He's returned home in the tricolor, but the nation is proud of him, sir, and his sacrifice. General Bakshi.
Absolutely, absolutely. My heart, aches for this boy, for his family. Group Captain Varun Singh, Shaurya Chakra. That by itself says it all. He was a daring pilot. He was a daring pilot who had refused to eject from his aircraft when it was in deep trouble. He risked death to save the aircraft. To save the exchequer a lot of money, he put his life on the line. He knew that the Air Force was falling short of aircraft, combat aircraft, and therefore it was the easiest thing for him to eject and get out safely and let the aircraft be blasted to bits. But he saved that aircraft. That's why he got the Shaurya Chakra. He was an instructor at the Defence Services Staff College. The brightest and the best are posted. I personally have had the privilege of serving that august institution for 3 years plus. And they get the crema de la creme of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. The officers have to come through a very stiff professional exam and very competitive exam to be there. They are the chosen ones, the brightest and the best, and only the best are selected to teach them, to mentor them, to guide them. Now, the unfortunate fact is that he had been sent as the liaison officer that day to get the Chief of Defence Staff. This is a tri-service institution, the head of the tri-service establishment, the CDS was coming. So he went to receive him. He was the LO. He was not even flying. He was the LO. He was, they generally say, okay, for 2-3 years that we are posted at the Defense Services Staff College, there is no high-risk line. But here was a guy who was not into the risk category. He goes onto that helicopter. He crashes. He's the lone survivor. You know, just like the people were playing for Hanumat Thappa.
Chel Bakshi, sorry to interrupt you there, sir. I think there is a live tribute. Chel Bakshi, I think there's a live tribute there, sir. With your permission, I'll just cut across live to the tribute. I'll just, with your permission, sir. Yeah.
Please.
General Bakshi, coming back to you, sir. Sorry, I interrupted you, sir. Please go ahead.
No. So as I was saying, you see, he was the lone survivor in that tragic helicopter crash which took the lives of the CDS, his lady wife, the brigadier later, Colonel Harvinder, the entire staff, his protection group boys, ever smiling special forces, para commandos. I mean, we lost them all. We lost them all in this tragic accident. And it was so painful to see the daughters, setting the fire to the dead bodies of their mom and their dad in one fell blow of destiny, of fate, that snatched both the parents away. And look at the gravitas, the bravery with which those girls lit the flame. Look at the scene here. A promising career, a promising life cut short so cruelly, so soon. What a shock for the family. What a shock for the family. My heart goes out. And Niranjan, I feel so terrible. I feel so terrible. I have known this agony personally. As I mentioned to you, I lost my elder brother when he was just 23. Young captain who went to the 1965 Indo-Pakistan war and never came back. All that we got was a copper urn. That is the pain military families have to endure. It's their fate, it's their destiny. And anybody who puts on a uniform knows he could go anytime. Anytime. Land, sea, air, sky, mountains, deserts, plains. Death can come anywhere. And all that one prays for is let our deaths be like the shattering of a crystal. Before you know it, you are gone. That is what a soldier prays for. I would not like to be, none of us would like to linger on, between life and death. And, it's so painful. But then there is that will to fight, the will to live. I've seen soldiers with one bullet die, and there are soldiers with 12, 13, 14 bullets. They have the will, so they survive, so they fight back. He fought heroically. Not only did he show courage in the air, in his flying career, he showed courage right till the very end. He fought. He fought to be with his family. He fought to fulfill his duties and obligations towards his children, towards his wife. But, fate decides. Destiny is cruel. Destiny is cruel, and we just have to live with it. We have no option but to keep a stiff upper lip, not show your pain in public. But I know the way copious tears are shed in private. And this is terrible. My heart goes out to the family. May the Lord give them the strength to bear this tragic loss. I salute a brave comrade, a professional comrade, a very, very talented comrade. He could have gone on to much greater things with that award, with that, he was a scholar, warrior, air warrior par excellence. He was, as good in the brains story as he was in the guts story, the guts aspect of it. And it is so sad to bid farewell to such a man. He goes now to the Agni, to the flames. And as the Rigvedic shloka says, let the Agni go merge with the Agni. Let the ether merge with the ether, the earth with the earth, the sky with the sky. That's the end of us all. But in the, I can only quote Horatio. Thus spake brave Horatio, the captain of the gate, to every man upon this earth, death cometh soon or late. But how can a man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers, for the temples of his gods? In the end, there are just these immortal lines of poetry. He's become a living poem himself, a saga of courage, bravery, sacrifice, heroism, laying down your ultimate for your country, for your God and your country. He was a great air warrior, and I would like to salute him. I would like to salute him, pay my respects to him, give my sincere condolences to their family. We've been through it all. You are not alone. The whole nation grieves with you. The whole armed forces grieve with you.
Words of Major General G.D. Bakshi. Major General, I request you to stay with us. These are visuals from the Bhopal airport where the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh have just been brought. Like Major General G.D. Bakshi was saying, a lot of the time this is the destiny, this is the sacrifice that the brave security forces personnel make to keep us safe, and this is why we must be thankful for them. Major General G.D. Bakshi, there has been right from Sulu all the way up north to Srinagar, for the last 8 days since this enormous tragedy unfolded, there has been a wave of grief and a lot of love in the nation for the security forces. They have come out and they have been very clear about how they appreciate the security forces and the Indian Armed Forces. And what feeling does this evoke in you, Major General G.D. Bakshi, when you see that the nation is standing proudly behind its sons and daughters who sacrifice everything to keep them safe?
Samuel Huntington, the greatest expert in civil-military relationship, once spoke of the social contract between the armed forces of any nation and its people. The armed forces are supposed to, under oath, aver to the nation that they will send wherever they are sent by land, air, sea. They will obey the orders, even if they have to die in the bargain. They will not flinch. They do not have the luxury of fleeing. They just have to stand up and fight and die if required. And they are prepared to make that supreme sacrifice. They signed up for it. But society also has a covenant with these warriors. Go, boy. Don't worry. Don't look over your shoulder. We will take care of your family. You will get the respect that you deserve, so richly deserve from society. For a society that does not respect its martyrs, a nation that does not respect its martyrs will not remain a nation for very long. And that is what is so heartwarming, so touching, the response. And we have seen this change. There was sometimes back, about 2 decades back, it was a fashion to revile, to abuse, to demonize the armed forces. Take every opportunity to take a pot shot at them, to snipe at them, to abuse them, revile them, under the leftist liberal cloak of cynicism. The Tukde gang, salivating whenever any soldier died. Instead of showing any respect, any honor, they would show it for the likes of Afzal Guru. But that has changed. Thank God that has changed. And you see the common Indian showing his outpouring of grief and his feeling of camaraderie, his feeling of one man, of unity with the family of the departed soldier, the martyred soldier, the martyred air warrior. They've all come out in such an outpouring of grief, collective grief, which helps the family so much in this hour of need. They feel they are not alone. Imagine if they had to come to a deserted airport, to a deserted cremation ground where the only people left to fend for themselves were the wife, the children, and the close relations. But here, the whole of Bhopal, you will see, will be out very shortly for that cremation. And there will be these cries of Amar Rahe, Group Captain Varun, Amar Rahe. You will see those heart-rending slogans which tell the soldier he is not alone. We are with you, boy, in life and in death. You gave your life for us. We will not forget. We will always be there. We will support your family, their grief. We will give them meaningful support. We will never give them the feeling that they are all alone, left to the wolves, left to fend for themselves. No, that will not happen in this country. It is China which disowns its war dead. It's China which, for the sake of propaganda, disowns its martyrs. Not in this country, sir. We don't. The country unites in grief. They defended the country in life. They unite the country in their deaths. In their passing away, these soldiers unite the country. They come back wrapped up in the tricolor. And they raise that spirit of patriotism in all of us.
Right.
They serve in life, they serve in death. Even in death, the last service they do is to unify their country.
Absolutely.
To get them together for a common purpose. And it's very few who can keep, not let their eyes grow moist in such circumstances. We know exactly what this family is going through because we have suffered it ourselves. And I say to the family of Group Captain Varun Singh, Beta, you are not alone. We are with you.
I thank you, Major General G.D. Bakshi. You're absolutely right. In life, they protect us from external forces, and in death, they unite us together as a country. I thank once again Major General G.D. Bakshi for speaking to us. We have also Major General Sudhakar ji joining us. Major General, these are tragic visuals that are coming in from Bhopal of the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh, who passed away after bravely battling severe burns after he survived the Kannur chopper crash, which claimed now 13 people's lives. We have his last rites, which are to take place tomorrow with full state and military honors, sir. As you see these visuals, what is going through your mind, sir?
Thank you, Republic, for getting me back on your channel through a telephone interaction. Unfortunately, I am on the move. I am unable to see the visuals, but I can visualize the last rites and how the emotions would be swaying. Not only in Bhopal, the entire nation is united. Group Captain Varun Singh was not only a stellar soldier, he had had a checkered career and he was looking up. We were hoping that he would be climbing the ladders of a rising star. But that destiny had its run. He's no more amongst us. We all miss him. And his passing away actually reminds me of the Operation Vijay, the Kargil War, where it brought the entire nation united. So similarly, the entire nation has been praying for past couple of days. We have been keeping our fingers crossed, but very saddened and shocked with his departure. Very rare to have a soldier like him, a fighter, combat pilot, having come to command one of the elite units of the helicopters, commanding the state-of-the-art helicopter unit, flying himself, the best of the best. He gave his best. And flying the VVIP, General Bipin Rawat, his wife, Mrs. Rawat, the personal staff, as also the Air Force officers, the Army officers, other officers, JCOs and ORs, taking them to Wellington. Very unfortunate mishap. But the entire nation is with you. It will continue to remain with the family. We pray to God to bless the departed soul to rest in peace. We pray for the family, the bereaved family, to be given strength to bear the irreparable loss with fortitude and strength. We assure the family that the whole nation, it is not only the Army or the Air Force and Navy, the entire nation will continue to pray till eternity. That is all I have to say, and wish you all the very best, Republic. Very well covered. Thank you so much. Back to you.
That's Major General Sudhakar ji. I thank him for his words. These are the mortal remains of Group Captain Varun Singh, which have been brought to Bhopal before his last rites tomorrow. His wife's family hailed from Indore. He hailed from Bhopal. This is his mortal remains being brought home. We have spoken about how he was awarded the Shaurya Chakra earlier this year for averting a major